And we are back in the Bluegrass again today. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be covering some of the most important aspects of buying a home. Whether you're a first-time buyer or maybe you haven't bought a home in a while, these are some things you want to keep in mind as you get ready to buy your next home. So today, we're going to cover a few different items. Number one, we're going to talk about knowing the market and the importance of hiring a great realtor in part of that process. The second aspect of buying a home that's so important, you cannot underestimate it, is getting pre-approved. Not just pre-qualified, but getting that pre-approval in place so you know what your purchase power is. The other thing is knowing some of those unexpected and additional costs, closing costs, prepaid, some of those things, and understanding that cost and what that means to your ability to purchase a house. Once you're under contract, get inspected. Get a home inspection in this process. It's so important. Make sure you know what you're buying. Do not put yourself at risk without an inspection. The last thing is kind of the long-term needs, right? What do you need your house for now, and how long are you going to be there? Most folks live in their homes 5 to 7 years. Thinking about what your home is going to be used for and how long you might be there is very, very important. And then we'll finish up with a few things like keeping up with your home equity. Know how much your home is worth as the market changes 1, 2, 5, 7 years after you've purchased it. So let's get into that now. Here we go. So as you are getting ready to start this process of buying your either first or next home, one of the most important things you want to do, and to not do this is a huge mistake, is you want to get really familiar with the market that you're buying in. And here in Lexington and Central Kentucky, there are so many different factors to think about as you're looking to buy a house. And I will say that I think that one of the best ways that you can kind of protect yourself and get yourself ready for this is to find a really good real estate agent, right? I think that is one of the most important steps. Find an agent that you trust, that you want to work with, that will help you understand the nuance of the market here in Central Kentucky. Very competitive market. We have some of the biggest employers in all of Kentucky are located in and around the Bluegrass region of Lexington, from the University of Kentucky to the hospitals to the public school systems. Just incredible employers all in the area, which makes this a very desirable place to live. Hospitals as well. So there's a lot of things going on to create a high demand, and as we have seen, a pretty tight inventory still since COVID. So to help protect yourself and avoid making any mistakes in this process, get a great agent and learn about the current and local market. All right, so the second step, you've got your agent, you're learning about the market. The first thing you need to do as you look to buy a house is get your pre-approval in place. Do the research, find a lender that's going to get you pre-approved to purchase. Now what this will do, it gives you your budget. It allows you to have a really good understanding of what your purchase power is and where you can be shopping for a house, right? If you don't do this, one, your offer is probably not going to get accepted without a pre-approval. And I'm not talking about a pre-qualification, which is a quick, just little glance at your financials. I'm talking about an actual pre-approval that says that this lender has gone into a deep dive on your finances and understands for sure that they can take this purchase price and then put it into an actual mortgage, right, to help you buy the house. So make sure that you get the pre-approval in place. If you need help with that, I have tons of amazing partners that I work with all the time in the lending world that I trust, that I use myself, that have helped dozens and dozens of my clients over the years, that I would be happy to refer you to and help you do a little shopping for that first mortgage in this process. So you found your agent, you're pre-approved, and you're writing that offer on a house. And you think, hey, we're buying a house for around $300,000, which is very close to the average home price now in Central Kentucky. There are some additional costs you need to be aware of. As you go under contract, there are what we call closing costs and prepays on the buyer side that you're going to have to be responsible for. You're going to have to make sure that you have your home insurance set up and what that cost is going to be, how that's wrapped up into potentially your escrow account after you close on your home. So understanding what those costs are, and generally closing costs are somewhere in that 3 to 5% range of the purchase price. So if you're looking at a $300,000 house, it's going to be somewhere in that $9,000 to $12,000 range for your additional closing costs and prepaids. And that's on top of any down payment money that you might be bringing to the table. So make sure you understand those costs going in and make sure that you have those monies prepared and ready to roll as you enter into this home buying process. So this next section, we're going to talk quickly about home inspections. During COVID, we saw, the crazy housing market of that period where every single house was seeing multiple offers, cash offers, and people were trying to create the most attractive offers that they could to win that bidding war, right? And so what we found was that people were here in this area, anyway, in central Kentucky, were waiving inspections, bringing cash offers so there wasn't an appraisal and things of that nature to try to make theirs the most attractive and easiest to accept offer, all while home prices were going up and up and up with these bidding wars. So as a home buyer, and especially as a first-time home buyer, please make sure that you don't ever just decide to walk away from a home inspection. It is so important to have it done to give you that kind of that owner's manual, as if you will, for your new home. It's really important that you take the time, spend that money. They range, depending on the size of the house, anywhere from $400 to $600 or $700. Really large homes that have a lot of issues might be over $1,000 sometimes, depending on what's going on with that house and that inspection. But I have some great trusted inspecting partners that I always refer my clients to, and we get great reports. It stays calm, cool, and collected. We don't freak out about the information, and we kind of process that as we go along. So the last section here, as you're about to pull the trigger, as you're going under contract, make sure that you have considered what your needs are for the home and kind of the long-term vision that you have for your house in 1, 3, 5, 7 years down the road. Is the house going to meet your needs? What kind of things are you going to be doing? Are you starting a family? Are you retiring? Or what might be the things that you're going to be needing out of this house? Most folks live in their homes, and sell their houses. Now we've seen under 7 years now is kind of the trend over the last few years. People are not living in a house for the full length of that 30-year mortgage. So make sure that you're paying attention to those things and understanding what that need is. And kind of tied into that, I think, as you are in the house longer, make sure that you're paying attention to the market. Make sure you're understanding your home's value and what kind of equity you're building over that 3, 4, 5, 7-year period, because those things are important, and having that knowledge allows you to make some smarter decisions as you maybe are looking to build wealth, maybe invest in an investment property, something along those lines. You want to make sure that you keep yourself up to date with those other extra information about equity and those types of things, because there will come a time where you're going to need to sell that house again, probably. And if you do, you want to have that information handy so that you know what your bargaining power is. But these have been a few of the things I think that are really important as you look to buy a house, whether you're a first-time buyer or maybe you haven't bought a house in 20 years, to kind of refresh that memory. Things have changed. So I hope that this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Tune in next time. I can't wait to see you guys. If you've liked this, please hit the subscribe, thumbs up, whatever the things are that we're doing these days to let us know that you like the video. But if you want to talk, please schedule a meeting. I'd love to have a conversation and help you any way I can. Thanks so much.